Alright lads, this is carrying on from part 1 of the topic I call toxic masculinity and rugby. My apologies for having to separate this topic into two videos. The first part got cut off, but I've got that sorted now, so I'm going to just separate this topic into two videos rather than just record the whole thing all over again. So yeah, here we go. Toxic masculinity and rugby part 2, and carrying on from where part 1 got cut off. I believe rugby can be toxic for men, and the reasons why is it's damaging to their bodies long term, and if you're not doing it at a professional level, you don't get any real monetary gain from it. You just, if you're playing club rugby, it's more a social thing, and I respect there are good sides to playing rugby, like I mentioned in the part 1 video: camaraderie, communication, working as a team, focusing on individual strengths, and furthermore coordination and ball skills. These are all good things, for us men. But I feel the downsides of playing rugby at just a social level outweigh the benefits. I could be wrong, and like I said in the first video, some of you guys are going to think I'm crazy and this is just nonsense, but like I also said in the first video, there will be men out there, some of who have played rugby, who will agree with me about the toll it takes on the body. And a lot of guys who play social rugby are also tradesmen, and that's hard physical labour as well. So if you top 40-50 hours at the coalface each week with 2 free trainings in the evenings and then a game of rugby on the weekend, that's a lot of punishment on the body. And a lot of guys reach their 30s and their bodies are half broken from engaging in these activities, hard work, and then real high impact sport on top of it. And I'm a tradesman myself. I no longer work in the trade, but I'm a qualified mechanic, and I was in the industry for around 5 years, and the damage that did to my body, that alone, and I've never played rugby, is enough for me in my early 30s to say, hey man, you need to check yourself and change your lifestyle, because it's a long way to the finish line yet. So I'm getting my back treated for the injuries I've sustained being a mechanic, and yeah, I wouldn't want to think what it's like with a game of rugby on top of that every week. So yeah, also I think with rugby, it's sort of, especially in this country with the whole All Blacks thing, they, after they have a match, and especially if they win, they get the hero's return. If it's a real prestigious event they won, like the World Cup, they even get a parade through Auckland, and fair enough. But they are looked upon like they are soldiers returning from a battlefield, you know what I mean? A battlefield where they've had to put their bodies and lives on the line to protect their their society, their women, their children, and all the beaters. But they're not. They've just played a game of rugby, and you know, but they get worshipped like they've returned from a war. But it's not. It's just two teams going against each other, tossing a ball around, running full pace into each other on a paddock. I don't see why it should be seen in the same light as, you know, like men returning from the battlefield. And that's almost what it's looked upon like to me in New Zealand. And I think also, you know, there's also the toll it has on society, the injuries. You know, ACC claims would be in the millions, if not hundreds of millions a year. You know, injuries that are attributed to rugby. And you know, it's not rugby alone. It's, you know, it's all there's. You can get injured in any sports, you know, and dirt bike riding and just work and at home or at work, or you know, there's all sorts of ways we can get injured. But you know, rugby would contribute to the toll it has on the taxpayer in terms of injury rehabilitation. Yeah, and time off work. You know, some of these guys, if they're injured, they can't go to work either, so they're not being productive. And I think it breeds a bit of a alpha male bravado culture. You know, the tough guy image. And you know, one of our most prestigious All Blacks, Sir John Kirwan, you know, he's had his campaign in recent years about men's mental health and depression in New Zealand, and you know, the whole dropping the attitude of I'm tough, I can handle anything, I've got my full suit of armour on, no one can penetrate it, and I'll just suffer in silence. You know, so there you go. One of our most famous All Blacks himself has spoken out against that alpha tough guy culture. So yeah, these are my thoughts on rugby. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments section. And once again, if you find my videos of value to you, please like and subscribe so I can help grow this channel and contribute furthermore to the MGTOW cause. And I hope you guys have a cracker of a day, eh? It's a real nice day here, and the sun's out. I'm going for a stroll, getting some fresh air. And take care out there, fellas. Peace out.